Welcome to our deep dive into the eBPF Verifier. In ultra-scalable systems, we need to run custom code within the Linux kernel without compromising its stability. The eBPF Verifier is the critical component that performs static analysis on BPF bytecode before it is ever executed. It acts as a gatekeeper, ensuring that programs are safe, will terminate, and cannot crash the system. Unlike traditional kernel modules that can bring down a whole server, eBPF programs are scrutinized to guarantee they follow strict safety properties. Today, we will explore the mechanisms, from control flow graphs to register tracking, that make this security possible without the overhead of a virtual machine. Why is the verifier so strict? In kernel space, a single null pointer dereference or an infinite loop doesn't just crash an application, it crashes the entire operating system. The verifier solves three primary problems. It prevents illegal memory access, it ensures the program doesn't leak sensitive kernel data, and it guarantees that the program will eventually stop. By simulating every possible execution path, the verifier identifies risks like out-of-bounds memory reads or uninitialized register usage long before a single instruction runs on the CPU. This proactive approach is what allows eBPF to achieve near-native performance safely. The verification process begins by building a control flow graph, or CFG. The verifier parses the bytecode and identifies all possible jumps and branches. It models the program as a directed acyclic graph, DAG, to ensure there are no backedges, which would indicate an infinite loop. The verifier traverses every logical path to ensure they all reach a valid exit instruction. If the verifier finds code that is unreachable or a path that leads to an invalid state, it rejects the program immediately. This ensures that the program structure is predictable and manageable for deeper analysis. While traversing the CFG, the verifier tracks the state of the 11 virtual registers, R0 through R10. It maintains metadata for each register, such as its type, e.g. pointer to a map, scalar value, or stack pointer, and its alignment. This abstract interpretation allows the verifier to know exactly what is inside a register at any given instruction. For example, it ensures that R10, the frame pointer, is read-only. It also tracks liveness, knowing when a register's value is no longer needed, which helps optimize the verification of large programs by reducing the number of states it needs to remember. Verifying every possible state could lead to a state explosion problem, especially in complex programs with many branches. To handle this, the verifier uses state pruning. When the verifier reaches a code location it has visited before, it compares the current register states with the previously verified states. If the current state is equivalent or subset to a known safe state, it can stop exploring that path, knowing it is already safe. This is essential for keeping verification times fast, even as eBPF programs grow in complexity and size. To prevent denial of service attacks on the kernel, the verifier enforces a limit on the total number of instructions it will analyze. In modern kernels, this limit is typically 1 million instructions. This isn't just the size of the code, but the total number of instructions the verifier processes across all simulated paths. This bound ensures that the verifier itself doesn't hang the system or consume too much CPU time during the loading phase. Programs that exceed this 1 million instruction complexity bound are rejected, forcing developers to simplify their logic for the sake of kernel stability. Historically, eBPF forbade all loops to ensure programs always terminated. However, since kernel 5.3, bounded loops are supported. The verifier uses bounded loop analysis to track induction variables, the counters used in loops. It ensures that the loop has a clear exit condition and that the maximum number of iterations is known and limited. By proving that a loop will always terminate, the verifier can allow more complex logic while still guaranteeing that the BPF program won't hog the CPU forever. This was a major milestone in making eBPF powerful enough for advanced networking logic. eBPF programs cannot access arbitrary kernel memory. They can only access their own stack, limited to 512 bytes, eBPF maps, or data passed in the context, like a network packet. The verifier checks every load and store instruction. If you try to read 8 bytes from a 4-byte map value, the verifier will catch the overflow. Additionally, eBPF programs use helper functions for complex tasks. The verifier checks the arguments passed to these helpers, ensuring pointers are valid and initialized to prevent the helper from causing a kernel crash on behalf of the BPF program. One of the most sophisticated parts of the verifier is its ability to track the ranges of scalar values. If a program checks if a variable is less than 100, the verifier records that for all subsequent instructions on that path, the variable has a maximum value of 99. This range tracking is essential for proving that array indices are safe. It tracks both 32-bit and 64-bit ranges, as well as signed and unsigned bounds. By understanding the math, including bitwise and/or operations, the verifier can mathematically prove that a memory access is within safe bounds without ever running the code. The eBPF verifier is what makes the modern Linux ecosystem so extensible. By providing a bridge between high-performance kernel execution and safe, restricted environments, it allows developers to innovate at the speed of software without the risk of system instability. From security monitoring with Falco to high-performance networking with Cilium, the verifier is the unsung hero that ensures our ultra-scalable systems remain up and running. As the verifier becomes smarter, supporting more complex code and promoting error messages, the possibilities for eBPF continue to expand across the entire data center.